Watching an informative video helps to understand and learn the subject better. But what about the times when we can't pull in any time to watch videos? Such as when cooking, driving, working, and other activities. This is when podcasts come into play. A podcast is a digital audio file. It usually consists of a series that is made available on the internet. Podcasts can also be downloaded on a computer or the user's mobile device. As per the statistics, there are over 850,000 active podcasts and more than 30 million podcast episodes. According to Aberlo, nearly 3 out of 4 people listen to the podcast in the US to learn new things. While 54% of podcast listeners are likely to buy from a brand after hearing its advertisement on a podcast. This clearly shows that an audio file may not sound so interesting, but interestingly it is popular. The tuning of cryptocurrency and blockchain technology with podcasts can create a variant fan base in the space. In this video, we are going to show you 10 popular Bitcoin podcasts to tune into 2021. First, What Bitcoin Did. What Bitcoin Did podcast is hosted by Peter McCormack. The podcast was launched in November 2017, consisting of over 200 episodes. It is a twice-weekly based Bitcoin podcast. The host interviews experts with subject streaming of Bitcoin development, privacy, investment and adoption. Individual podcast episodes were published with influencers like Adam Black, Charlie Shrem and Andreas Antonopoulos. It featured a rating of 4.9 out of 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. The podcast is available on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, SoundCloud, YouTube, Deezer, TuneIn, and RSS feed. Second, The Bad Crypto Podcast. The Bad Crypto Podcast is hosted by Joel Comm and Travis Wright. Joel Comm is a New York Times best-selling author, professional keynote speaker, blockchain enthusiast, social media marketing strategist, live video expert, technologist, brand influencer, futurist. Travis Wright is a top marketing technologist, author, keynote speaker, blockchain advisor, tech journalist, podcast host and CCP co-founder. The podcast went live in 2017 and has more than 200 episodes. They have more than 1.25 million followers across all their media platforms. It was ranked as one of the top 50 business podcasts on iTunes and one of the top 15 in investing. The show is for the people who want to learn about cryptocurrency, blockchain and the digital payments future. It is one of the popular podcasts that shares experiences and knowledge about digital currencies. The podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify and Stitcher. Third, Let's Talk Bitcoin. Let's Talk Bitcoin podcast is hosted by Andreas Antonopoulos. Andreas Antonopoulos is a Bitcoin advocate, tech entrepreneur and author. The podcast was launched in the year 2013 and is one of the oldest podcasts. It has aired over 400 episodes. It covers topics on cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. The Let's Talk Bitcoin network was started by Adam B. Levine, a Bitcoin enthusiast with an eponymous podcast. The podcast keeps its users updated on Bitcoin and information on crypto-related trends and news. Fourth, Unchained. Unchained podcast is hosted by Laura Shin. Laura Shin is a crypto and blockchain journalist. She is the host of the Unchained and Unconfirmed podcasts. It is one of the known podcasts that balances well for crypto investors and novices. The podcast consists of subject streaming of technology, business, topics for the advanced and beginners. Fifth, Epicenter. Epicenter podcast is hosted by Sebastian Couture, Brian Fabian Crane, Meher Roy, Sunny Agarwal, and Friedrich Ernst. It started in the year 2013. That has overall 377 episodes. Epicenter states itself to be an OG of crypto podcasts. It covers cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology weekly. Consisting of interviews with business leaders, entrepreneurs and engineers academics. The show discusses stories, ideas, developments, blockchain projects and everything related. The podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Overcast, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Pocket Casts, Castbox, TuneIn Radio, and Podcasts apps. 6th, Blockchain Insider by 11FS. Blockchain Insider by 11FS is hosted by CoinG Platt and Simon Taylor. The first episode was aired on 6 July 2017. It has over 149 episodes and airs once a week. About 182 countries listen to its podcast. A London-based podcast network that covers everything about cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. It facilitates news, trends, industry insights, updates on cryptocurrency. It also features interviews and news analysis with experts on financial services. The podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, RSS feeds, and Spotify. 7th, The Trader Cobb Crypto Podcast. The Trader Cobb Crypto Podcast is hosted by Craig Cobb. Craig Cobb has an experience of over 13 years in the industry and an international educator and speaker in trading, cryptocurrency and business. The show is one of the most watched podcasts. It has been ranked #1 cryptocurrency podcast in the USA, UK, New Zealand, Australia, Belgium, France, Japan, and Singapore. The podcasts focus on insights, in-depth education, and interviews with cryptocurrency and blockchain experts. One of the few influential guests in his show were Joseph Lubin, Tracy Mayers, Kavita Gupta, Ronnie Mose, and Khurram Shroff. The podcast is available on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Castbox, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. 8th, The Bitcoin Knowledge Podcast. The Bitcoin Knowledge Podcast is hosted by Trace Meyer. Trace Meyer is an entrepreneur, journalist, investor, monetary scientist and an ardent defender. The show consists of interviews with top people in the Bitcoin industry. The people include bloggers, journalists, radio hosts and other content producers. Dr. Adam Back, Caitlin Long and Saif Amos have been guests on the show. The podcast is available on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. 9th, Off the Chain. Off the Chain podcast is hosted by Anthony Pompliano. The show consists of discussion and interviews with influential people from the crypto industry and Wall Street. It involves subjects about new and old financial systems, digital assets, insights, trends on cryptocurrency and blockchain. Bill Barrett, the founder of Abra, and Murad Mamyadov, a popular cryptocurrency analyst and Bitcoin maximalist, has also featured on the show. The podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, RSS, Spotify, YouTube and Stitcher. 10th, The Bitcoin Podcast. The Bitcoin Podcast is hosted by Demetric, Dr. Corey Petty, Colin, Jesse and Lucian. The podcast was started in 2015. It is an independent media organization consisting more than 300 episodes and airs one episode a week. The show includes long-form conversations that also consist of hosting guests from backgrounds in the crypto community. The podcast is available on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher and RSS. These are the top 10 popular Bitcoin podcasts you could tune into 2021. And take the art of the year for a year to learn more about cryptocurrency and blockchain. For more information, visit www.coinscapture.com, a website with real-time and high-quality cryptocurrency market data. Also, you will get crypto-related news and updates from across the world and educative blogs. We hope you find this video informative and thank you for watching.